A few years back, about this same time of year, an idea dropped into my mind, one I've implemented every year since. I'd like to share it with you today. It's called Letter to Self. The premise of this exercise is to write a letter with actual pen or pencil and paper to the person you will be on December 31st, 2025. Pour out your heart to yourself. Tell yourself what you desire over the next year. Don't speak about anything external, such as accomplishing external goals or obtaining something external or temporary. That can be done in a separate letter or with a vision board. But for this particular letter, specifically speak about intangibles, things that will internally and eternally impact your life. Things such as mindset, beliefs, values, focus, discipline, consistency, endurance, patience, emotional stability, forgiveness, increased understanding in various areas, compassion, love, or even exchanging negative self talk and inner commentary for what God says about you. On December 1st, 2025, take out your letter and read it. Think about who you are at that very moment compared to who you were when you wrote the letter. Embrace every emotion that comes. Let them rise up and wash over you, but don't stop there. Allow the comfort, peace, grace, mercy, forgiveness, but most of all, love of God wash over you and consume you. Sit in that moment. Dwell in that moment. It may last for a day, a week, or even a few weeks. That's okay. Nonetheless, give yourself permission to be present as Holy Spirit ministers to you. There is much to gain from the time spent here. Use it to think deeply and sincerely about your journey. Accept what you need to accept, disregard what you need to disregard, and endeavor to move forward. Understand that this isn't about drudgery or condemnation. While identifying areas of weakness or frailty is important, this moment should not be used to pitch a tent and fret over what you believe is wrong with you, or taken as an opportunity for self-loathing and pity parties. Also, it should not be, or it is not, an invitation to intentionally dismember or disqualify yourself on account of what you believe you haven't accomplished, taken full command of, occupied, or matured in. This is about transformation, an eloquent and strategically choreographed dance between sober examination and deliberate implementation. Sober evaluation beckons you to look at yourself with God's eyes. This is to see the disconnects in you without judgment and identifying how to either reestablish them when and where appropriate, or to establish new and appropriate ones when and where there weren't any. Deliberate implementation beckons you to take the understanding you gained during sober evaluation and intentionally act with and move on it. In other words, consistently do what's in your realm of control, which simultaneously makes way for what God has already done. This convergence, which is the intersection of effort and intention, eventually leads to the ultimate outcome, transformation. The journey isn't an easy feat by any stretch of the imagination. However, who you become along the way will always eclipse what you go through to get there. No matter who comes or who goes, no matter what you accomplish or don't accomplish, it's about how you transform. In other words, it's about you looking more like Christ over the course of the year. Embrace the journey and engage. I'm confident the results will reverberate throughout eternity. If you've walked with me for any amount of time and you have engaged in this letter to self at one point or another, Sunday, December 1st, is the time for you to take out the letter that you wrote last year to read and reflect. But for the rest of you, I encourage you to write your first letter. Let's go. We have work to do.